Apps can do a lot of cool things. You could order dinner, gamble on your favorite team, and track your health. You could even get a mortgage. One click and you can be approved. I'm not sure by who or what country they're in. You deserve more from the mortgage industry. At AnyMac Home Mortgage, we believe in the need for live human interaction during a very complex process. The kind of service and guidance which an app simply can't provide. Our customers are more than credit scores and income documents. They're individuals and families who live in and strengthen our communities. Their story is our story, and that story begins in a home. Chris Sawyer is an expert on providing superior customer service and in meeting the mortgage needs of current and future homebuyers. With over 18 years of experience in the industry, Chris is able to help customers migrate through the home buying and home financing process by using his wealth of knowledge as a well-qualified mortgage professional. And best of all, Chris is located in Cromwell, Connecticut, where he has helped hundreds of clients in Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island make their dreams of homeownership a reality. Visit chrissawyer.any-mac.com. Email him at csawyer@any-mac.com or give him a call, 860-878-8730.
Chris Sawyer, NMLS number 39345, corporate NMLS number 338923. AnyMac Home Mortgage is an equal housing lender. American Neighborhood Mortgage Acceptance Company, LLC, DBA AnyMac Home Mortgage. Lo-Fi Direct. Connecticut First Mortgage Correspondent, License Lender, Broker Number ML 338923. Massachusetts Mortgage Lender and Mortgage Broker License Number MC 338923. Rhode Island License Lender, License Number 201128110L. Call for additional details.
Jones. Jones on first down, wide open, it's Barkley. And Saquon Barkley will take it into the end zone.
Your best ability is availability. Saquon Barkley, he's great when he's on the field, but the problem is since 2018, he hasn't been healthy for this team.
Look at this. They lob it to him. He taps it in off the glass. How about that?
Porter Moser, I think right now is the best coach in college basketball, hands down.
Fins 2 for 3. He's done his part.
Pitch is drilled to deep right field toward the pole, and it is gone.
They don't mind not being what they were in the 90s as the best organization in baseball, because the Yankees aren't even close to the best organization in baseball.
You're trying to be the Rays, and the Rays do this for a reason. Like, you're the Yankees.
With R&J, I'm Steve Risser, along here with Justin D'Onofrio. And the baseball playoffs started last night, and the Phillies, the defending National League champs, had a nice win to start off the postseason as they beat the Marlins 4-1, thanks to 6 2/3 innings from Zach Wheeler. He pitched really well. You got key hits from Nick Castellanos. You got a couple other key hits too from guys like Alex Bohm and Bryson Stott. So the Phillies up 1-0, and the big question is now is what do the defending National League champs have to do to get to Atlanta on Saturday? And I think that for them to close it out tonight, Nola's got to pitch really well, just like Wheeler did last night, and they got to keep getting key hits from Castellanos and Bohm, and they did a little bit more to Harper. You saw last night as Harper struck out with second and third and 1 out. So if they get those things done, there's no way they won't win tonight, and they will be able, and that will set up a rematch with the Braves on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm with you. Nola tonight, he seems like a pitcher that's, he'll give you 7 shutout innings, or, he'll go 4 or 5 innings and give up 3-4 runs. So yeah, they need a really nice start tonight from Aaron Nola, because Braxton Garrett's been pretty good so far in his rookie year, but it's his first postseason start. And, Miami's offense, the problem is they can't score a ton of runs. So if you can kind of jump on them early here, it's going to be really tough for Miami to come back. So, yeah, so Nola, and then, the lineup. I think the starting 9 last night, everybody had at least 1 hit. But, yeah, a couple of the key guys at the top, that lineup got to contribute when there's guys on and kind of knock a couple of those runs in. And, Trey Turner, he's been awesome since like August 4th. He's like batting like over 330. So yeah, I think the Phillies will take care of business tonight and move on to Atlanta this weekend.
I think so too. And you talked about Trey Turner. Ever since he got that standing O, he's picked it up. And that's been huge for that lineup, because that lineup has gotten even deeper with him and Harper and Schwarber and Castellanos and Real Muto and Bohm. So really, ever since he got that standing O, he's definitely turned things around. So, yeah, I do think the Phillies win tonight. But for the Marlins, the next question is for the Marlins, what do they need to do to come back and win this series? And for them, first, Garrett's got to be better than Luzardo was last night. Garrett has got to give them a good amount of innings. He's got to pitch really well. And also, they need to get more from pretty much everyone outside of their starting lineup, outside of Josh Bell, who had 3 hits last night. They need to get more from other guys. Arise, Solar, and Chisholm, where he combined 1 for 12 with 5 strikeouts. That is not going to get it done against a team like the Phillies. Those guys got to step it up if the Marlins want any chance of winning this series.
Yeah, absolutely. They got to have a good start tonight from Braxton Garrett. He's been decent. So, hopefully he can give them 6-7 innings tonight. And then, the other thing, it's the lineup. It's not a great offensive team. And, they're going to need to Jazz Chisholm. Josh Bell continue to hit the ball well again tonight. And Soler, I know he's, a big kind of power guy. He'll strike out a lot. But, they need him to put the ball in play. You hope Arise hits a little bit better tonight for him. But, because their bottom lineup's not great. Like the top of the order, they gotta produce some runs tonight, and just to quiet that crowd down tonight, because that place is electric, and they fall behind tonight. It's gonna be very tough to climb back with that atmosphere again tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they fall behind. Forget it. They're going to lose. That's one of the toughest places to play in baseball in the postseason. They fall behind tonight. Forget it.
Yeah, they're in trouble. They are, and with the trade turnover ovation, maybe us as Yankee fans would try that when somebody's struggling, because it seems to work.
Yeah, exactly. It definitely does. So Phillies right now in really good shape. They should be in Atlanta on Saturday with that rematch against the Braves, which is going to be really exciting. I think they're going to give the Braves trouble again this year. Even though how good the Braves are, I think if the Phillies win this series, I think they're going to give the Braves trouble again this year. But we'll see what happens there. But it looks like the Phillies are in really good shape to move on to the division series. But we will stay in the National League, and we'll talk about the Diamondbacks. And it looked like early on, Brewers got this one. Up 3-0, and then in the third inning, it all changed with Corbin Carroll's 2-run homer. Kenley Marte, he had a solo shot. They got another solo homer in the fourth inning. Then Christian Walker got that big 2-run double in the ninth to seal it. The Diamondbacks win at 6-3, and they're in great shape. Diamondbacks are in great shape right now, and the Brewers are in bad shape because they can't even get Brendan Woodruff. He's not even eligible for this to start in this series. You burned out your bullpen. You need to expect more to Corbin Burns. You burned out your bullpen. But we'll start with the Diamondbacks, and we'll start with what they need to do to get to LA on Saturday. And first, to just keep hitting home runs. Those 3 home runs last night were huge. Those 3 home runs they hit last night were huge and were the biggest reason why they won the game. Second, Chris Walker, he's got to continue to stay hot. He had a big night last night, had that huge hit to seal it, to put the Diamondbacks in great position to win in the ninth inning. And then lastly for them, Zach Gallen has got to pitch like he has all year long. If Gallen pitches like he did all year long, this team is in LA on Saturday facing the Dodgers. Yeah,
for the D-backs tonight, continue to play, I think, really good defense. Longoria made a couple really nice diving stops. One of them was out.
That was huge. Yeah. That one in the fifth inning was huge.
Yep. Yeah. Like Longoria he's still an unbelievable defender, and that's been a great pickup for him to have that veteran guy in there. So, continue to play really good defense tonight, because Milwaukee left a ton of guys on. And with Zach Gallen tonight, they got to, he's got to pitch strong, because they burn out a lot of their bullpen as well last night, and their bullpen's not great. They pitched really well last night, but throughout the year it hasn't been great. So I know Zach Gallen's been a little bit better at home than he's been on the road, but if Zach Gallen could go out there and his team could spot him a run or two, man, the pressure's going to turn up on Milwaukee very, very quickly tonight. So they needed a really nice start for Arizona, and they'd set up well. Like if they can get out of it tonight, they got Merrill Kelly going game 1. So.
That's
for Arizona,
really good.
They get out tonight, be huge.
Because they pitched an opener yesterday. They kind of burned out their bullpen, but they pitched an opener. So they rolled the dice yesterday. It worked. Yeah, Merrill Kelly in game 1 against the Dodgers. That you got a chance there.
Yeah. Well, Kelly had to pitch I believe Saturday to try to still
get
Clint,
into the playoffs. Gotcha.
That's why. Yeah. So that's why he that's why he's not going till tomorrow if there's a game 3. So so kind of seemed like could get Arizona trouble, but man, it might work out now if you win tonight.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, if they win tonight, they're in good shape to maybe pull that huge upset against the Dodgers in the division series. So we'll move on to the Brewers, though, and really what they need to do to keep their season alive. they need Peralta to be great. They need Peralta to be great because Corbin Burns didn't do his job last night. Let's be honest. And Ace has got to be much better than he was last night. He just did not do his job last night. Peralta's got to pick him up tonight. If he doesn't, series over.
Yeah, absolutely. Peralta outside of his last start against Miami, he's been awesome of late. So yeah, Freddie Peralta is a guy, you can count on him to go like 6 innings. You can get 6-7 innings out of him tonight. You're going to be in really, really good shape, and they're going to need Devin Williams to pitch better than he did last night. They got an opportunity to close this game.
That's another one. Devin Williams was terrible last night. That was another one. Yeah. Didn't give him a chance in the 9th inning.
No, 3 walks, and then D-backs at that big hit there in the 9th inning, and and then the offense as well. They left 12 guys on, 12 guys. They had 12 hit. They left like 11 guys on, so that's got to be a lot better for them tonight too. They got knocking guys when they got a chance.
Sorry, that was my phone there. That was my phone. But
mine.
The same thing with the national weather alert. Still, as you said, pitching's got to be better. They got to hit better with runners in scoring position. I saw they had guys on last night and they couldn't produce. And then the same thing. Devin Williams, you got to be better. You got to be better than you are. You got to hold them. You got to hold them there.
Yeah, you absolutely do. You can't walk 3 guys last night. That's a big spot, and that kind of put the game out of reach. Arizona took care of business, and that's kind of what they've done all year. Like talk about for the show, they're a good team of just kind of putting the ball in play, and it's a small ball team, and they'll make you pay for stuff like that. So you walk the bases, especially too because they could steal. They've been, I think they're second in the league this year in stolen bases. So you get a guy on, that guy could be on second and third with nobody out, and it could smell trouble. Very, could be a lot of trouble for the Brewers.
Absolutely. So we'll move on to the American League, and the Texas Rangers yesterday beat the Braves 4-0. Great start from Jordan Montgomery. Would like to have him still be a Yankee. Thanks, Cash, for that one. But yeah, I mean, good start from Montgomery. They got a key hit from Seager. They got a big error by Jose Siri there to break the game open there. But the Rays, they clearly didn't hit. But we'll talk about the Rangers first and what they got to do to get to Baltimore on Saturday. And first, Evaldi's got to pitch really well. And he has all year. So Evaldi's got to pitch really well. And they need a little bit more out of Garcia and Simeon. Those guys were not. I think they were combined 1 for 9. They need to get more out of Garcia and Simeon. Because you can't rely on the fact that the Rays are going to get shut out again. I feel like they're going to score runs today. So they need to get more out of Garcia and Simeon. If those two things happen, though, the Rangers will be in Baltimore on Saturday.
Yeah, for the Rangers tonight, Boldy. He's been good. I know a couple starts since he came off the IL. Hasn't been great, but you hope tonight, postseason game or this afternoon, he pitches better than tonight against his former team, and he does enough. And then lastly, for me, for the Rangers, is that bullpen. They pitched, Leclerc and Chapman pitched well last night. But again, the bullpens, Chapman's won a lot of games for him this year. They've had other guys not be able to close the door. If this is, because I do expect that Tampa offense to be a little bit better. They're up late in this one. That bullpen's got to be lights out, and they cannot give up this. Give the Rays any life in this one.
And this leads me to my next point about the bullpen of the Rangers. One of the big keys for the Rays to try to come back and win the series is they got to get into the Rays bullpen. They got to get into the Rays bullpen. The Rangers bullpen. My bad. The Rangers bullpen. The Rays got to get into the Rangers bullpen. They can't. Last night they did not do a good job of it. Today they have to get into the Rangers bullpen, or they're not gonna survive in the series. Also, Paredes, Diaz, and Ramirez, they got to get going. They were 1 for 12, and Eflin's got to be good. Eflin has got to be really, really good. So those are the things that got to happen if the Rays want any chance of coming back and not getting eliminated in the wild card round for the second year in a row.
Yeah, for the Rays, I think you got to create your own atmosphere. The Trop. It was the lowest attendance for a playoff game since 1919. That
was awful. That was awful.
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah, and the Rays seemed dead. You've got to create your own type of atmosphere. Then because they really showed yesterday. They're gonna have to go out there and do a little bit of that to try to get something going offensively tonight or this afternoon. And then secondly for me as well is defensively. They made 4 errors yesterday, just kicking the ball around. They got to play good defense behind Zach Eflin. He's been really good this year at home. You know, of all these tough, so maybe another low-scoring game where an error or two, an earned run there, here or there could really cost you tonight. So I think for Tampa Bay defensively as well, they got to clean it up tonight.
Absolutely. We'll see what happens. Rays trying not to be eliminated for the second year in a row in the wild card round. But we'll wrap up talking about the Twins and the Blue Jays. And how about Royce Lewis? 2 home runs in his first playoff game. Pretty awesome there. Yeah, pretty awesome there. And what the Twins got to do is to get to the ALDS, to get to Houston on Saturday. Obviously, Royce Lewis has just got to stay hot. He was red hot at those 2 home runs on last night, yesterday against the Blue Jays. Then Sonny Gray's got to pitch like the Cy Young Award. He's got to have the season he's had. He's got to pitch like he has all year. And also they just need to get a little bit more out of Polanco and Correa, who were 1 for 8 yesterday. But if all those things happen, the Twins will be in Houston on Saturday.
Yeah, for the Twins, Sonny Gray's been awesome this year. He's probably going to finish the runner-up to Garrett Cole. He's been terrific, and and then so they got to have another start, really good start from him, and then also for the Twins, you got to get a jump early on here. Yesterday as you mentioned, when Lewis hit that home run, man, that place was electric the rest of the game, and it really set the tone for that game. So. For Minnesota, congrats getting their first win in 18 years in the playoff, or 19 years, 18 straight losses.
Last win was against the Yankees in 2004.
Yeah, game 1 of the ALDS. So it's crazy it's been that long. That poor state with the Vikings, the Wild never got out of the first round, the Timberwolves stink. So it's been a tough playoff luck up there, but looks like maybe the Twins finally broken that maybe here. So for Minnesota here, jump on him early because Barrios has a 7 ERA this year against Minnesota, against his former squad. So got to jump on him early.
Yeah, exactly. They jump on him early, they're winning the game. If they jump on him early, they're definitely winning the game. And now for the Blue Jays, what the Blue Jays got to do to save their season, Barrios has got to be really good against his former team. Barrios has got to be good against his former squad. And they also got to get more out of Springer and Guerrero. 0 for 9 yesterday, that can't happen. If they go 0 for 9 today, they're going to be eliminated. Again, just like the Rays, they're going to be eliminated for the second year in a row in the wild card round.
Yeah, and a lot of pressure. Yeah, Guerrero's got to be better. I know Bichette batted 500, but he struck out in a big spot, I believe, the 8th inning last Saturday. Guerrero and Bichette, that core has not won a playoff game yet. I feel like there's a lot of pressure on this team. They got to get one of these. So for this team, I think it's also kind of get something going early. I know Springer, he can hit a home run to start the game. It'd be nice if he can get something going early on in this one. Try to get Sonny Gray, try to get him out of rhythm early on here. And then also for them, they, and then it's also on, I guess, and then Barrios, as I mentioned, he's got a 7 ERA against the Twins this year. He's got to pitch well tonight. I know he's been very up and down this year, but they need a solid start from him tonight because Sonny Gray, you would think, is not going to give up a lot of runs. So you're going to have to keep this game very low scoring. And they're going to need a strong, they gave up a lot for him for a moment like this. And you got to go out and perform tonight.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. So this is a huge game for the Blue Jays. And you talked about their young core. And I remember when I saw this young core in Hartford back in 2018 with Guerrero, Bichette, and BGL. Oh, you thought this team's going to be amazing. This team's going to be great. And they came up in 2019, struggled a little bit. 2020 made the playoffs in a shortened year, so you give them that. But 2021, they had expectations to make the playoffs. They missed the playoffs entirely. Last year, they didn't even win a playoff game and had that huge lead against the Mariners in Game 2, and they completely collapsed in that game. And now they're on the brink of elimination again in the wild card round. This Blue Jay core, with all the hype, they have not gotten to the division series, so there is a lot of pressure on the Blue Jays to win today.
Oh yeah, absolutely there is. Guerrero, I remember seeing him in Hartford and the show that they put on. This core, this is supposed to be, for Toronto, this kind of next, what they had there. This is supposed to be a team to get their first World Series since '93, and late, it's been the bats. They haven't been great this year, and
the pitching's been good. Bassett, Gausman, Barrios, the pitching's been good this year.
Kikuchi, yep.
Yeah, the pitching's been good.
It's
It's been the bats really outside of Bichette and Guerrero. No one is. I mean, and Springer's been okay. No one's had a good year.
No, like Matt Chapman's had a really down year this year, and it's a contract year for him too, so it's disappointing. And Dalton Varsho, the average was down this year, and so
that doesn't make that Gurriel trade look good.
No, it doesn't. No, because Gurriel's played really well this year for Arizona, and Ken and Kirk, who was an All-Star last year, he wasn't as good either this year. So yeah, for Toronto, it's been disappointing because that lineup was supposed to be pretty scary, and it just really wasn't. I think they had the best ERA in baseball, but yeah, a lot of strikeouts, and then a lot of base running mistakes too from the team. Bichette, last night he got in trouble. There was a game against Boston this year. He got 30 feet when when they lost by 1. So I feel like for Toronto, they got to get one of these because it would it's a great team, but you're getting close where you got to pay Guerrero. I think 2 years Guerrero and Bichette are become free agents, so you got to get this going now.
Absolutely. So we'll see what happens with the baseball playoffs. It's going to be interesting. Division series will start on Saturday, and we'll be definitely talking about that next week. But we got to shift over to college football, and we got the Red River rivalry this week. But before we talk about that, we're going to hear from our friends at JPEG Financial and Shamrock Home Inspections.
Do you have a 401k and some savings for future retirement, but don't even know if it's enough to live off of? How much is enough? How often are you thinking about it? The team at JPEG's Financial Group can help set your mind at ease. We specialize in creating strategies in the planning and managing of your financial, educational, and investment needs. We help clients pursue their investment goals with sound financial strategies. You deserve a personal, tailored plan. Lasting, meaningful, and open relationships are the foundation of our practice. You've worked hard for your money and should feel confident in your investment choices as you make decisions for your financial future. Your goals are our goals. We are dedicated to your needs and hopes for your future. Visit our website and give us a call at 860-430-5397. Securities offered through Raymond James Financial Services, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Raymond James Financial Services Advisors, Inc. JPEG's Financial Group, LLC is not a registered broker-dealer and is independent of Raymond James Financial Services. JPEG's Financial Group is located at 78 Eastern Boulevard, Glastonbury, Connecticut. There's no bigger investment than home ownership. And to make sure the house is up to your standards, you need a professional to look it over. Brian Flanagan from Shamrock Home Inspections is a licensed home inspector and a member of the Connecticut Association of Home Inspectors. Brian was a contractor for over 15 years, so he knows how homes should be constructed and how mechanicals should work.
What makes me a good home inspector was the 20 years that I was a home improvement person, doing all the different repairs that I have done and what other people have done wrong that I had to go out and fix. So I have a pretty quick eye on seeing what's right and what's wrong. Before you move, call Shamrock Home Inspections.
Before you make the biggest investment of your life, call Brian Flanagan from Shamrock Home Inspections at 860-268-2566 or visit shamrockhomeinspectionct.com.
To week 6 of the college football season, and it all starts with the Red River rivalry on Saturday as number 12 Oklahoma faces number 3 Texas. Last year, Texas embarrassed them in Dallas, beating them 49-0. And I think this is going to be a close competitive game between the two teams. But I think the difference in this game is going to be the quarterback. I think Quinn Ewers is going to outplay Dylan Gabriel, and that's why I think Texas wins it. I think they win it by 2 scores. I got Texas winning the Red River shootout by a score of 31-20. But Justin, can OU get revenge from getting embarrassed last year?
I think it'd be tough, but again, this is a game where usually the unexpected happen. It's always wild. You never know what's kind of going to happen. So, but I got the Longhorns win this one, 38-31. I think in this game, Texas in the front or in the trenches. You think about the last 12 years, Texas has not had many offensive or even defensive linemen drafted into the NFL. This year, I think that changes. I think they're better right now up front than the Sooners are. The Sooners are definitely better open field tackling wise than they were last year. I think Dylan Gabriel has played really, really well so far. but they really haven't faced anybody. They really haven't faced a great offense yet either this year. So it'd be a good test for Oklahoma to kind of see where they're at. But the way Quinn Ewers is playing and Jonathan Brooks, who he's for Texas running back, he's third in the country right now in rushing. I got the Longhorns win this one. It's always a shootout. I got it 38-31. I think Texas takes care of business in Dallas.
Got a matchup of two undefeated teams in Columbus as Tua's little brother, takes his Terrapins to Ohio State to face the number 4 Ohio State Buckeyes. And I think the Buckeyes run the ball with Henderson. I think McCord plays well. I do think they force a couple turnovers from Tua's brother. And I got Ohio State winning this one. I got to win it by 3 touchdowns. I got the Buckeyes staying undefeated, beating the Terrapins 38-17. I assume you got the same, Justin.
Yeah, I got the Buckeyes in this one, 41-20. Maryland defensively have not faced anybody good, and Virginia, who's not a great offense, actually had some success moving the football against them. So I think Maryland's gonna have a really tough time stopping Kyle McCord. They haven't seen a wide receivers yet, like Marvin Harrison Jr. or Mecca Bouquet, and I think the Terps are in for a tough one. And look, when Ohio State's played Maryland at home, they're averaging like 62.5 points per game. Like I don't think they're scoring that many this week. And the last 3 times Ohio State's put up 62 on them in Columbus. But I don't think it's gonna happen this time. I think Maryland will make some plays, but I think this Ohio State defense is for real. I think this is the best defense they've had in a long time. I think Talia Tagovailoa is gonna have a rough day. He's usually prone to a turnover or two. I think that's going to happen this one. I think Ohio State takes care of business in this one.
SEC matchup as LSU travels to undefeated Missouri. So we'll see what Missouri's made of. Brady Cook has played really, really well so far, but I do think Jaden Daniels is too much for Brady Cook, and I do think LSU wins this one. I got LSU beating Missouri 30-20, but Justin, can Mizzou stay unbeaten and end the Tigers' playoff hopes? I mean, the LSU Tigers playoff hopes.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I got the Missouri Tigers.
You got Missouri?
Oh yeah.
What do you like so much about Missouri?
Luther Burden. You were gonna learn his name. The number 1 overall recruit from last year, local St. Louis kid. Eli Derkowitz. Last year Missouri's the lead receiver in the SEC last year is Dominic Lovett. Now he's at Georgia. He just lined up at the slot last year, and Luther Burden's taking that spot over. Eli Derkowitz does a great job just scheming guys out of the slot open. LSU's got nobody to guard them. And look, Missouri's secondary is not great either, but I'll take Missouri's defense to get a stop more than I trust LSU right now. That was an absolute embarrassment. The way they played defensively Saturday night. That's a joke. Now you're telling, so now they got to wake up for 11 a.m. game in Columbia. Their playoff hopes are pretty much dead. I know they still could get the ACC championship game, but I don't know where this LSU's heads at. These guys' heads are at. Brady Cook set an SEC record, or he's still continuing at 348 pass attempts without an INT. I just think Missouri's offense is going to do enough in this one. I got them winning this one 38-34, and LSU should not be ranked. It's a joke in the AP poll. AP poll just they just love the mediocrity SEC teams around it out. It's a joke.
Wow. So who do you think should be ranked ahead of LSU?
Give me Air Force.
Wow. I wouldn't go that far.
They're killing everybody. They don't have a loss. I don't want 3-2 in week 6 of being the top 25. Give me an Air Force or even a Maryland. I'll take that. Maryland's undefeated.
Yeah.
I'd be fine with that over LSU. It's a joke.
Yeah. But if they win out though, it won't be. But there's a very small chance they'll win out because they still got to play Alabama. This defense is not stopping anybody. I knew their secondary was bad. I didn't think it was gonna be this bad. That it's atrocious. So yeah, if they went out, don't prove me wrong, but I don't see that happening. Right? I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening though this year. We got a matchup of two. We got a Pac-12 matchup in LA as Washington State travels to LA to face Chip Kelly and the UCLA Bruins. I think this is a close competitive game, and I'm going to go with the Bruins here in the upset. I got them winning at 30-27 over Washington State. But Justin, can Washington State keep their perfect season alive?
I think it'd be a difficult one. I got the Bruins as well in this one, 31-24. I think UCLA, I think they're gonna I think they're more physical than Washington State up front, and I think they're gonna have a really good game on the ground. Ball State transfer Carson Steele. I think big physical back. I think he's gonna have a pretty good game against Washington State defense that is not great. Like it's okay, and I think that's gonna be the difference. I think Dante Moore coming off the bye, he got rattled. He threw a pick six against Utah a couple weeks ago, and he was just rattled. And I think he kind of struggled to settle in that ball game. Coming off the bye, I think he's going to play a lot better this week. I think he's going to have a good game running as well. And for the Washington State, Lincoln Victor, their top wide receiver, I don't think he's going to play. He's been on a high ankle sprain, so he's doubtful right now, and I think that's going to be a big loss. And Cam Moore, I think, makes some plays because the UCLA secondary is not great. But, I think at home, UCLA takes care of business on Saturday.
We got an SEC matchup as Bama faces Texas A&M, and this is a rematch of a game 2 years ago that Texas A&M won. Texas A&M did play them tough last year, so I think this should be a really, really close competitive game between these two teams. But I'm going to take the better coach here, Nick Saban. I think that Jalen Milroy has played better over the last couple of weeks. I do think they forced a couple turnovers, too, on defense. I got Bama winning this game 27-20, but Justin, can Fisher beat Saban for the second time in 3 years?
Believe it or not, I'm taking A&M. Wow. I don't, I might regret this Saturday.
Wow. Well, you're taking A&M. So you got Bama with 2 losses. So this is your pick, A&M, and so you think it's going to come down to A&M and Ole Miss for this for the West?
I guess so, yeah. Which tell me that back in August, and I probably would have said I'm crazy. But look, I think A&M up front defensively, I think they're going to get pressure on Bama. Right now, I think they're leading the country right now. They're getting pressure like 23% of the passing situations, and Shamar Turner's kind of been a big force of that. He's got 3.5 sacks already, 2 forced fumbles on the year. And look, Bama, the pass protection is not great. The run blocking has been pretty good the last 2 weeks, but you look at them going on the road, like they scored 10 points against South Florida. They haven't been great on the road so far. I like what Max Johnson's done, and Bobby Petrino's done a really good job with that offense. And Fisher has definitely let go of the reins there. And the other thing is too, A&M's weakness is the secondary. We saw that in the Miami game. But I don't think Jalen Milroy is going to expose that. And that's why I think A&M's going to make enough plays. And I think they shut them down enough. And I think A&M wins this thing 27-23.
We'll see. A little risky though. I did go against Alabama against Ole Miss. So you're going against them against the Texas A&M. You're still not buying Alabama, even after their win over Ole Miss and their win over Mississippi State?
I thought they played better in the second half. I thought, I think they're starting to play a little bit better, but I think A&M's actually pretty good. Like, I think Miami, I know they lost, Miami beat A&M, but I think Miami's a really good football team, and I can't wait till them and Florida State play in a couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah, back to the old days with those two teams, back to the old rivalry. It's been
a
while since that game has meant this much.
Yeah, that would definitely, yeah. So that'll be fun. It'd be very exciting when those teams face off in a few weeks.
Absolutely. But we are going to move on to the game in Chapel Hill as Syracuse travels to Chapel Hill to face North Carolina. And I think North Carolina wins this one. They win it by 2 scores. I think Drake May is a good game, and I think their defense plays pretty well against Syracuse. I got the Tar Heels 31-17 over Syracuse.
Yeah, Syracuse, they just don't have a ton of weapons on the outside, and I got the Tar Heels as well, 34-20 in this one. They asked Garrett Schrader to do a lot running the ball and throwing wise, and Clemson was able to move the ball against the Orange last week, and Cade Klubnik played pretty well. Tar Heels are coming off a bye. I think North Carolina's done a really good job this year of balance offensively. They've done a really good job running the football as well. Their defense is a little bit better this year as well, and I think Drake May makes less mistakes than Garrett Schrader, and I think North Carolina wins another one and remains undefeated.
We got an SEC matchup in Georgia as Kentucky travels to Athens to face Georgia. 2 undefeated teams here, too. Kentucky had that big win over Florida last week. UJ obviously struggled a little bit, but they ended up pulling it out against Auburn. But I think in this game, I think it might be close for a half, but I think UJ pulls away with their run game and back. I think they eventually pull away, force Leary to turn the ball over a couple times. I got UJ winning this one 34-17. But, Justin, can the Wildcats get into first place? Who would have thought with Will Levis and Chris Rodriguez leaving? Who would have thought that? But can the Wildcats get into first place in the SEC East?
No, I think Georgia, wins this one. I got them 27-10. Beck, I think played really, really well, and I think Georgia up front defensively, they're missing a Jalen Carter this year. That's kind of, that's a huge loss for him, and you've already seen the impact he's made with the Philadelphia Eagles. I think Brock Bowers will be able to get the football. That's been Beck's kind of go-to guy when he needs somebody to make a play. And for Kentucky, like last week was a huge surprise. Like that, they didn't show anything the first 4 weeks, and they hit everything for Florida. And now you got to come back, play another big spot against Georgia on the road here. I don't think Kentucky's gonna have a ton of success offensively. I think Georgia's defense is gonna shut them down. Again, Auburn had like 80 yards passing last week. I know, and the couple big plays Auburn had were unconventional running games. So I think for the Bulldogs, they'll take care of business. It might be close at halftime, but I think they pull away in the second half.
We got Notre Dame traveling to Louisville this week, undefeated Louisville, but this is the big test for Louisville as they face Notre Dame. Notre Dame had a big win last week at Duke, kind of kept their playoff hopes alive. I think they win this week. I think Sam Hartman has another good game. I think they force a couple turnovers from Louisville, and I think Louisville stays in it for a little while, but I think Notre Dame eventually pulls away. I got Notre Dame winning it by 10. I got Notre Dame 34-24 over Louisville, but Justin, can Louisville stay unbeaten and end Notre Dame's playoff hopes?
Look, I think Jeff Braun can scheme up enough plays in this one, but I got the Irish 31-21. And the other thing that Louisville might be able to use for advantage is this is the third of 4 straight primetime games for the Irish. So it's a lot to kind of keep asking, get up for these big games here. And, the Irish offensively, I said it last week. Again, their first 3 possessions last week, they got it all in the Duke territory, but they got 10 points. Like this team, I think they'll hit on some big plays against Louisville's defense because it's not great. Jack Plummer's made some, he's played okay. He had a really good game against BC, and if you take that out, he's got 6 touchdowns and 6 INTs. So I could see him making a mistake or two in this football game. I think, Jeff Braun's a great offensive mind. I think he's going to scheme up some ways here to get some points up on the board. But I just think Notre Dame's offense is going to be too much for him, and I got the Irish. One loss heading into that big showdown next week when Caleb Williams and Lincoln Riley come to town.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good one between those 2 teams. Now we got Oregon State heading to Cal, and I think this is going to be a game that maybe Cal stays in early, but I think Oregon State's defense and their running game with Martinez and I think DJ plays well too. I think that all takes over in the second half, and that's why I got Oregon State keeping their playoff hopes alive with 1 loss. I get them beating Cal 27-17, but Justin, can Cal end Oregon State's playoff hopes?
I got same score as you, 27-17 Beavers. And Cal, defensively, they're really, really good. They don't have a quarterback. Like, I think, Justin Wilcox is a really good defensive-minded guy. I think they're going to stay with it. But, their quarterback situation right now, he said the other day, they have not settled in on a quarterback. So I don't know who you're going to see. I think DJ makes enough plays. Silas Bolden, he's been his main target for DJ this year. I think he's going to play well. I think Damian Martinez does enough. And Cal's got a really good running back in Jalen Ott. If you could slow him down, Oregon State's going to win this football game, and I think the Beavers up front are going to be able to do that. And Berkeley's going to be sleepy, so Oregon State might have to make their own energy there. But I got the Beavers going on the road, win by 10.
All right, that's going to wrap it up this week on Sports Talk with R&J. For Justin D'Onofrio, I'm Steve Risser. We'll be back next week talking about Week 7 of the NFL season. We'll be talking about the division series in Major League Baseball and Week 8. Let me rephrase that. Week 6 of the NFL season, the division series in Major League Baseball, and Week 7 of the college football season. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Hello, my name is Joe Aguirre. I'm the president of Clovercrest Media Group, and here at CMG we have a wide
Jones on first down, wide open, it's Barkley. And Saquon Barkley will take it into the end zone.
Your best ability is availability. Saquon Barkley, he's great when he's on the field, but the problem is since 2018, he hasn't been healthy for this team.
Look at this. They lob it to him. He taps it in off the glass. How about that?
Porter Moser, I think right now is the best coach in college basketball, hands down.
Fins 2 for 3. He's done his part. Pitch is drilled to deep right field toward the pole, and it is gone.
They don't mind not being what they were in the 90s as the best organization in baseball, because the Yankees aren't even close to the best organization in baseball.
You're trying to be the Rays, and the Rays do this for a reason. Like, you're the Yankees.
Hello, my name is Joe Aguirre. I'm the president of Clovercrest Media Group. And here at CMG, we have a wide variety of podcasts, including sports shows like Keys to the City, The Roll Call, Throwing Jabs, All Four Downs, and Jawing About the G-Men. And great true crime shows like Sticky Week, Crimes and Consequences, Ivy League Murders, and Bird, the unsolved murder of David Eichmann. You can find all these podcasts and so much more by visiting clovercrestmedia.com.